And that should be that. What's up, dudes? How y'all doing? Hopefully you're super duper. Yeah, so today we're actually back with some more Maneater, just in case you were actually there for the first time I did it. But essentially we had a small audio issue with a few of the streams, but I didn't gauge it because I didn't know it was a thing that was going on this side because it wasn't happening on the other side. So essentially we played this and we had a good time, but it sounded like butt cheeks, dude. So we're coming over here once again to play and show this off, and I think it's only fair since I'm personally deciding to like lock that audio catastrophe up in like the dark void to redo this whole thing and go out from the start. So, as I explained last time inside of this, and I probably I need to redo the description, but essentially, this is Maneater, which is a game that I've been super hyped for a bit, and really wanted to play ever since it was announced at E3. It's actually really dope from what I got to play of it, which as you can see right here is an hour and 32 minutes. It was all on stream, and I want to be sure that that's all clear as like, oh well, Apple was actually over here doing X, Y, and Z with the game. No, not really. But this is a game that I was given externally via the developer as well as a third-party source that links that connection for me to do this, but it wasn't given on the concept of any money being exchanged. It wasn't given on the concept of me giving them a good review. It just really wanted me to do like some kind of showtime to show off the game. So with that being said, whatever I think of the game is my opinion towards it, and yeah, I thought it was fun enough for us to come back and do it a second time, if that makes anybody feel better about it. Because dude, Lord knows I was mad about, once I found out about the whole audio issue, I'm just sitting there like, yo, but that's such a good time, and like there were some things that I know I'm not going to be able to replicate in this second attempt at it. But I still think that it deserved to be shown off in its own right.
Meanwhile, aboard the Cajun Queen.
Cajun Queen.
Pierre LeBlanc, known by his fellow anglers as Scaly Pete.
There they hunted sharks.
My man looks like a Duck Dynasty dude.
There was somebody better at this, you be following them, yeah? Well, people got a lot of wrong ideas about sharks.
I don't know if that's just like a hunter, though.
Now, how you gonna coexist with that shark, huh? Shark just wanna do one thing. That's kill you, eat you, and you out. What I do, I consider a sacred honor. Kill them all if I could. Too bad, they put 24 hours to a day.
You out here trying to kill them all?
Shark can be
Damn,
identified
dude.
by rusty harpoon embedded in flank.
Get the out of my way. Got a job to do.
I still think it's super funny that he's like, you know, this is my reality show. We out here doing a segment. I'm about to be a super popular shark man, but also get out of my way. I'm a business sharker. I gotta sit up here and
This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth. She has little to fear here in the Gulf.
I gotta make sure that my sharking goes well. So, as you'd guess, I did this before, but
moves through its watery
you know, the caveat here of us doing this before is now you don't have to sit here through the goofiness of me trying to relearn or trying to learn it the first time. Relearning it is a little bit easier than learning it the first time. But what I was saying What I will say about it is that I like how fluid some of the motions feel. I won't say that that's like through and through for the whole thing, as well. After this tutorial portion, I did find some things that were like a little bit harder to navigate. But I think for what it is, it's nice fluid movement inside of a mostly water environment, and that's really dope considering the experience up to this point of a lot of water situations. So, not super enthralled with like the fact that we do all this in the tutorial, and then there's like
Exhibiting
a
behavior
small-
more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail.
He does. There's a portion outside of this that requires a skill, or I feel like requires a skill that you learn inside the tutorial, but you don't get right after completing the tutorial. I also do like the commentary towards the sharks inside of this, but like I was saying, I was curious as to how informative it actually is, or if they just took like snippets that seem good enough to be like, all right, cool. And I know like everybody's like, well, why would you have to do that? Because Shark Week's a thing, and like everybody likes sharks. You know, you learn about sharks and you get the information you need there. This is readily known information, but you know, there is a level to it where it's like you can also kind of just slip past and not necessarily have to have full-on factoids. It just has to be somewhat in the realm of it while also being interesting. Let's show off something that I thought was pretty cool again the first time is this boat. I think that it's nice age work on it, and it looks really cool and definitely replicates something of a boat that would be underwater or like shipwrecked. It's just also interesting some of the choices with the docking, and it is a little bit like the fact that we can't necessarily dive into the ship either through there or, and I know through the top we'd be like too big of a shark, but like through this hole down here. But I'm kind of hoping that like further along in the game, past the point that I've played it, that there'll be like some kind of situation where the game offers opportunity of the boats being different and like situations necessarily where you can dive into a ship just a little bit. They want us to do the knifing, which is basically surface riding.
A shark fin is a sinister reminder to humans that the ocean remains a wild and untamed domain.
And then we gotta do our sea worlding as we jump out of the water.
Cruelly imprisoned and put on display in a marine park stunt show.
It's funny to me that like when you see a shark do that, it's menacing. When you see a dolphin do it, it's majestic.
The big fish plunges to the ocean below. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator.
I wonder if they have to do like a whole waddle and wind back before they can actually do that. Like if that's the actual motion for it.
A breaching shark is a rare and calorie-intensive spectacle.
A rare calorie-intensive spectacle. That's not a spectacle I want to witness in my life, dude. That's the kind of spectacle that gets you in some trouble right there. Think I got it? No. So with this move right here, you have to do it on larger enemies, or else you won't really do it. Oh snaps, we crawled through the crate. Poor seal. I mean, you're ripperoni already, dude. I'm sorry. And this one's just laying there. I'm like, got you. It wasn't me. I'm innocent here. There's some things I'm glad that they didn't make level based, and there are other things that I'm kind of like, well, why is it level based? And one of those things is, so you have health regeneration based on you eating things, and if it is level based, like it happens early enough for it to not be noticeable. Because that's one of those things where it's very useful, but it's also sensible due to the nature of the creature we're playing as. I forget how we get to the next place that we're supposed to go to. Some of the navigation in this, while there are interesting pieces to the zonage, some of the areas to this do have a tone of sameness, and not necessarily like in a bad way. It's more so in the sense of, well, it's water and there's like sea life, so of course. And then there's like your more interesting tidbit pieces here and there that are like, oh, okay, cool, that's really dope. That's a funny liberty to take with it. Fish, 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 fish. These are humans. I want them. Got to eat these humans up and then turn this into jaws. Wait. So, one of the things that can be a little annoying is the suffocation mechanic. Just because if you go out too long, then you're definitely going to drown your sharky boy. But I think there is a fair amount of time in it where you can get yourself out and grab a little snack. I like how nonchalant these ones are, just sitting here after just seeing that. But I guess the real question here is, what do you do after seeing a bunch of people get snagged next to you by a shark? Because the answer definitely isn't go swimming.
That shark needs a good whack on their nose. Go get him, Chad. How you doing there, shark?
Let's see. You have higher places like decks and boats using air lunge out of the water for a bit to attack the boat, and then R1 to evade, R3 to lock on the threats. I found it interesting that like they left it to the point of them still being able to do water combat. So what my initial strategy is I would just get on the boat and take out the boat for a little bit. And then you just have dudes sinking into the water. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. We should be good. But it's like, no. You're not good. Because they still have the ability to fire underwater. Which, it can be a little annoying in the sense of, well, that's not how guns work. Where the harpoons at?
Got Chad. Kenny, knock him down, partner.
Knock him dead, partner. I don't know if he gonna get that one through, my boy. Another thing, like I kind of say, is with all this frenzy sharking, which is really the way to play sometimes from what I feel in it, with all the frenzy sharking around, it can get a bit disorienting. So sometimes you'll be looking one way, and then next thing you know, you're like, huh? Human, tasty. Oh, human, fight back. Shark, get gone. Shark, move. Human, you cannot take out Sharkzilla. The shark shall arise as I become the true Sharknato.
Got this, mon ami.
He thought it was sweet. You attack me in my waters, and then, you know, you come back at talking about some, no, you know what? It's good, right? I mean, granted, it's not my waters. It's more so their waters, and I came to the beach, but shh. It's cool. They shouldn't have had all these boats ready. You know, I just wanted to eat about 10 humans, and then we could have been cool. Appease your shark overlords. Let's see, did we get the last stipend? Did we get them all? Hello? Oh, okay.
Oh, look at them teeth.
Scaly Pete.
She gonna make quite a mantelpiece.
Got us some dinner coming, boys.
So, like, the question with capturing a shark. Also, I like how they didn't even give us a chance to do that fight. But, like, the thing with capturing a shark and turning it into a mantelpiece, right?
Scaly Pete.
Their lower jaw is cartilage, so like it would deteriorate. So like, how do you necessarily keep a shark as a mantelpiece?
It's my daddy's iron, all right. But this ain't the shark. Not the one I was looking for.
How do you know?
How I know? Not big enough. This look like a mega to you?
That's so brutal.
Oh, well, look at it. She's on for me. Hello. How your mama in there?
Whoa! Well, why'd you do that?
So I can identify her next time I see her. When I spear her.
I like how he's like, I'm a monster, but I'm not that much of a monster. I'm gonna give it a next time
The
situation.
tiny pup responds with an instinct for survival.
You'll never want
And like, in that right, it's like, well, aren't you the guy that wants to kill all the sharks? I almost feel like if they just would have let him bite, or let our shark bite the arm in the first place, and that would have been the toss reaction, versus him going, so I can identify it next time I see her. That would have been a better situation, but I also get what they were going for there. Also, you can't be a real fisherman with both of your hands. Sorry, two-hand friends that want to be fishermen. Them's just be the rules. I don't make them. I just live by them. That's why I'm not a fisherman. Tiny fish.
A famous big game hunter once posited that after an animal had tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game.
So, I am curious as to how true that is. I know, like, sharks are noted as to not wanting to eat like humans. Like, that's not their normal dietary taste, just due to, like, the calorie intake and, like, how that works out for them in cruise with their diet. But they will eat human in situations. And to that very degree, it's one of those things of, I wonder, like, how the causation happens for that necessarily.
Remember, when planning a cemetery, try to avoid high-risk coastal areas.
This was one of the areas I thought was really cool, having, like, these underwater landmarks here to kind of, like, differentiate zonings and, like, make things really interesting, but, like, keep you with something, like, to search around with inside these differing areas. And I also think, like, the taglines for them are kind of interesting in their own right and a bit funny. I do realize I have to sit up here and get my shark back to level 4 now to progress to and catch up to where we were. And the only thing about that is, like, man, that was a grind last time. A lot of this early game seems to be just like, eat whatever you see, just chomp on it. Be a mindless feeding machine. Which, like, I'm akin to that. That's my existence, but let's be real here. Sometimes that can be a bit troublesome.
Random mutations aren't random. They require large amounts of mutagens as a catalyst.
So, part of, like, the selling point for this game was that you grow your shark and you get mutations over time as you evolve as a shark, and you can change your shark up by evolving it through finding these mutations, which to some degree originally might have been misspoken, because few of us remember it sounding more like based on what you eat, you get it, but it seems more so like based on what you find, you get it. Because they seem to be scattered across the land. Which, I think that's still cool to have the mutagens on the shark. So it's not just like a straight up and down play on being a shark. But at the same time, it's one of those things of, man, how cool would it have been to be like different sharks? Like everybody has a different shark because they chose to attack different things. Like I chose more aggressive foes, so like I have better attack, where you were attacking turtles all day, and because you were attacking turtles all day, you could defend against anything. We can invade, sized and combative wildlife. They are vulnerable, you can thrash them. Focus your targets. the thrashing is pretty cool in its own right. It's satisfying to some degree. It's not everything I'd wish for, but like let's be real. If that wasn't in here at all, that'd be a situation of making me like, maybe it like looks better on bigger enemies once I get to a certain point and like grow my shark. It's just one of those things like, man, I want to frenzy thrash a little bit more. So it's still satisfying in its own right. One of those things, man.
It's here in the grotto that the shark can discover the absolute serenity deep within her soul.
I laughed at it the first time, but like the fact that it's Big B's swamp tours, it made me laugh because it made me think of Ned's Declassified. And I was like, oh man, my boy Big B was out here giving out these swamp tours. He said, you know what? I ain't got no Susie Crabgrass. I ain't got no Moe's. I bet. I got the swamp. Nutrients are resources gained by eating wildlife, humans destroying boats, and completing quests. Nutrients increase your level and upgrade your evolution. So like, this is to the degree that it's more so, yeah, based on what you eat, it definitely affects your level of evolution, but like to that same degree, it's one of those things of like, but shouldn't that have gone unstated? Like, it's a game where you level up a shark to become an apex predator, so you need some way to gauge that leveling and stuff like that. So it's one of those under-explained moments where it's so over-explained that it turns into an under-explanation because it turns into confusion within itself, folding over the concept that was at hand. But like I said, I still think it's pretty dope in its own right. Let's see. Evolutions are mutations that grant you amazing powers such as armor, poison glands, or bioelectric organs. You earn electrocutions. You earn evolutions by gaining infinity rank, completing landmark quests, and killing apex predators. To equip evolutions, return to the grotto and press over, and you can spend your nutrients to upgrade evolution. So, the grotto being like your safe zone and nutrients being your experience point spin, but once again, not to over-explain a point. Let's see. Of those things listed, I think I'm most interested in the electrical surge. I know, like, there's statements about the energy of sharks. It's like, I want to see how they handle that. Am I just like an electric shark walking around talking about, oops, done shocked you? Am I like a Pika shark? Or am I out here looking like a Sharkpedo with Thunderfang? As far as like the thunder, or as far as like the poison glands, that's like, well, that's in reason, because there's actually a thing where if you decide to eat shark, you can't eat it within like a certain time frame because of the ammonia inside of its body. So there's that where it's like, okay, I could see that being like what they're talking about, and that's kind of interesting in its own right. Also, I find it funny, like, last time I was out here talking about, well,
behavior more common to whales and dolphins. This shark is able to use biosonar to locate potential prey.
Potential prey. I like how last time I was like, well, I'm no marine biologist, and then, like, now that I come back to it and I'm looking at some of the stuff for the second time, it's like, well, actually, let me focus on this point for a second real quick. So, I'm about to have a close encounter with something that I'm not too keen on fighting, but hopefully we can give them the slip and get our mission taken care of. I think there was another mutation box right about here somewhere. I might be wrong. So they want us to steal catfish, but they want us to steal catfish specifically in this area. And you just saw why that's an issue, due to the fact that it's gator season in these parts of town. So we basically have to pull a hit and run on some of these and hope that we just get enough food off of it. Because we are a low-level boy, and these gators, they don't play. As level 8 units. And this is why I was like, yo, I feel like something that you just learned should be instantly available, but it's not with your tail whip, because like you don't have the size to tail whip these things. They don't give you the tail whip off bat, and you're just sitting here like, oh. There we go.
Of Fawtick's keystone predators has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator.
Let's help Rosie the alligator chill us out, dude.
With no abdominal muscles to hold him in place, the shark's intestines become ungainly out of water.
I was trying to get this license plate. There we go. I forgot I had the bite on it. We got anything on our tail? Doesn't seem so. So I'm gonna munch on some turtle lunch. Something this game kind of reminds me of, and weirdly enough, it's not like, oh, it reminds me of Jaws as in like the movie. It reminds me of like the Universal Studios video game that they had like years ago, and they had like a Jaws mini game section inside of it, and it reminds me specifically of that. And I'm just sitting here like, it's such an oddly specific thing to be reminded of. Not Jaws, not Shark Week, not Sharknado, not anything else shark-based media. A Jaws mini game inside of a Universal game. So there's another game that I've played via one of these setups. And this menu kind of reminds me of it in a sense. It's Surf World Tour, and it kind of has the same styling. And I'm wondering if that's more so just an aesthetic choice because it's a water-based game, or if they were like what they were both going for design key-wise. I do like both menu loadout sets. It was just an interesting little tidbit that my brain was like, yo, what? Come back here. There are gators over there. that's what y'all sound like underwater. Oh, no, that's the gator. That's the gator making that noise. I was like, huh? If normal fish are out here just sounding like that underwater, I see why I don't eat too much fish. Like, I eat fish. Like, it's usually specific fish. It's usually, like, in specific ways. Let's go on a swing. We're here. We're here. We're here. I wonder if I can get enough momentum to go for that. That would be a no. So the question is, can I jump my way all the way through that? No, because that already counts.
Shark must return to her native ocean home.
I'm really wondering how you get this one. It was stumping me last time as to what you would do. You know, like, the only real answer I have here is, like, hitting it with my tail when I get the tail spin ability. But, like, it doesn't seem like it'll take damage. Because going along this whole bridge does not seem like an option. It's a mackerel! Crash that boy. Okay. So back to our objective at hand, which is finding the holy mackerel. I also wonder to the degree that, like, this fish lineup would actually be chilling together inside the same ecosystem. Like, I know some of these are swamp dwellers, so it makes sense. It's just like, to what degree would that actually be swamp type that they chill out in, and like the fish that they intermingle with? I also think it's really interesting that you have chance opportunities to miss while trying to chomp down on a fish. So you'll just be sitting there like, well, hello, fish buddy. Thinking that you're doing the job, and next thing you know, fish buddy's over there beating your ass like, hello, good day. Hello, good day. We're right on top of a locational event as I do this fight too. The key to this is to win and not forget that we're on top of a locational event.
The muskellunge, or muskie, is a freshwater fish commonly found throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here.
It's interesting that some of your points are just like automatic, and then other points are like, yeah, no, that's a big enough chunk of fish. Go get it.
I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just a magnet for hair and debris.
Oh yeah, definitely. No. You think that you're stopping your tub, you're making it all nice and cozy, getting the water right. No, no. Just setting yourself up for a crazy time down the road. I keep doing that accidentally. Where I mean to open up this menu to check what we have to do next. Instead, I'm looking like, oh, okay, cool, let's go. Gotta grow to a teenage shark. Gotta grow to a teenage shark. Gotta grow to a teenage shark. But I guess since we weren't fighting alligators, at least it didn't take us 30 minutes to do it like last time. And I'm just sitting there like, teenage shark! No, it might have took over last time. But like, it still felt like a decently long time to get to teenage shark the first time. And I don't know if part of that was just because I was like, but where's my abilities? I want to sit up here and use abilities to, you know, like, tackle bigger things and get better experience rates. They're like, no. Need to chill on that. Poor turtle. Boy, it's like, huh, he doesn't notice me. Maybe if I get out of here slowly. I was like, alright, turtle. I love, like, the diving motion, where if you're above a fish, you can just go in for the kill. Not necessarily just get the kill, but like, you could go in for your attack from surface level. Like, some of the issue with this is being on the same level as the thing that you're trying to fight. Like, right there, I accidentally exited twice just trying to look around for what I was fighting. But at the same rate, there is some coolness to the handles of how you enter and exit the water in itself. Like, this has to be a locational zone, but I guess not. Okay, I get it. I'm suffocating. Shark, you need water. You know, I wasn't paying attention last time I was doing this, but I'm actually curious if there is a day and night cycle inside of this. I mean, like a natural day and night cycle. Alright. Right. I'm still not ready for it.
The shark's life expectancy is at half, which is a shame, as we're all hoping for a second season.
Second season? I didn't know I was a reality show. Sharks on Ice. Brought to you by AMC and A&W and Alligator over there. Gators don't fucking play. Once they know you around, they just chase in this game, and I'm like, yo, chill. I'm not even in your jurisdiction anymore. Gator boy said, what'd you think it was? Gator boy said, sir, you thought you weren't gonna get stuck on me for another 30 minutes? You are wrong. this is why you're so dangerous, because both of you want to pop up, and then it's like, well, nobody's winning now. I mean, like, you guys are, but then you gotta split the meal, and then nobody gets the nutritious shark meat, and it's like, alright, cool. Please tell me they can't get through that. Oh, they got through it. Trying to see if I can, like, tag and bait. Like, this man is quite literally manhandling us, so. That same ride. I don't know if it'll work out. Uh-huh. Oh, shit. He knocked me out the water like it wasn't nothing. He said, I might be trapped, but I can still fight you. Fuck. Catfish the only thing I have in my area. Hot, delicious catfish in your area. See if I can go back and mess with Gator Boy, because I feel like if we get him out of his Skater Boy phase, then we'll definitely have a nice level waiting for us. Where'd Gator Boy go?
A bull shark is an animal of broad dietary proclivities.
Where'd Gator Boy go? This is starting to get scary. We're the very right that man's just gonna come back with a vengeance, isn't he?
The bull shark is able to attain larger maximal sizes through selective feeding.
Whoa. I have become a larger shark. Would any of you like to fight me now? Except for Gator Boy. Oh. Hunted alligator. The man said, I'm a level 15. What's it to you? Okay, so where's this level 8 gator that isn't that level 8 gator, but a level 15 gator? I gotta know. I gotta be on top of my gator population. Start. Okay. So, you might be the same gator, but recovered. I think it works the same for apexes. I mean, but that only makes sense. And by that logic, let's get going. There won't be a situation for me to necessarily beat him outright at the current moment. I think what our next thing is to get to a grotto. Something like that. And a gator is prowling around. Most alligators are generally inclined to do object destroy the target. The bad day sunshine hunt. After living near the sunshine sunscreen factory for the past month, the muskie is now 70% oxybenzone. Objective: destroy the target. Midwest S. Hunt. If you're wondering what a freshwater fish native to Great Lakes is doing in the Gulf, you're thinking way too much. Object: destroy the target. Probably thinking too much. Oh, snaps, there's a fast travel? Okay. Okay. Props where props are due. Props are where props are due. Also, I like how it has this whole whimsy to it.
The shark is now a team, and we should expect much angst, ennui, and poor decision-making.
We've reached Teenage Shark, and I still think he looks so derp in its own right. But I guess what else were you gonna really do for a teenage shark but make it look super derp? He just looks so happy to be here though. Like, hey guys! Like sharks? That's a good one, 'cause I'm a shark! Ha ha ha! It's like, what? I didn't know you were a shark. What are you doing in these waters? I guess I have to determine what I actually want to go after next. Get something going. I think we hunted the fish that's been near the sunscreen factory too long, and that's how we ended up doing our next portion. But I could be wrong. There's also a quest all the way out here, which, the lower concentration, arsenic and phallic Dead Horse's Grotto is a great place to take a break and evolve. I see. I think that almost might be a better choice, just considering we have around the fight. But to necessarily stay, because our next options are either fight the gators, fight the big fish, fight the fish that's equal to the size of the gators in actual level, or to go all the way to that other grotto. I'm gonna chase this fish over here and see what's going on with it. Hopefully that works out all right. Oh. Not a fun time. Get gone, get gone, get gone. Gators don't like when you're in their territory. That's the life lesson of the day. And if you're ever in a gator's territory, it's too late. You might already be in trouble. That's the gist of this story here. Okay. One, we have something right here.
Remember, if you find yourself hard aground, the best thing to do is stay with your canoe and die the death of an honorable seaman.
Die the death of an honorable sea. I don't think that's the situation here. I think anybody's like, my boy was a brave man, in that pedal boat. I mean, but like, even worse, he did it in a known location with sharks galore, or not sharks galore, gators galore. Which I know, like, people fan vote through that type of stuff all the time, but, like, still, dude. We found a few extra things.
The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of
We
nourishment.
found a few extra things that we didn't find the first time. Like, 2 extra chests in a location. That 2 location.
I used to buy Sunshine sunscreen until I read it contained 7 hormone-disrupting chemicals and palm oil.
Now, I know I had this location because of this mission right here, but I don't think I had this location plus the other location. So, I think I only had 3 places really discovered beforehand. Oh, snaps. We technically missed our opportunity there. I'm back over here with the fight. know what? You're a formidable foe, but like, I gotta make sure my formidable foe isn't trying to lead me into a formidable hoe.
The shark must exercise caution as she renews her attack.
Frenzy! Frenzy, frenzy, frenzy! Feels so good to be a shark again. You know, past life, I was sharking it up. Dudes didn't know what was coming. One minute they be swimming, next thing they know, they just be missing a pinky toe. Why specifically a pinky toe? Because I'm a troll shark. At the whole coast telling stories about how they were missing a pinky toe. It's like, yeah, big deal. We're all missing pinky toes. Let me guess, it was from the asshole shark. It was. Imagine that's your whole title right there, asshole shark. Like, that's a terrible nickname as a shark, but like, let's be real. Any nickname as a shark is a good nickname. Own right. Adult great, adult great, teen great. That's the one I can go to. Swim towards this general area and see if we can find it. I really don't think there's necessarily a way we're going to get past Gator City with our current status. If we do, job us. When this tiny little fish just kicked me off, full teenage shark. Teenage mutant ninja sharks. Teenage mutant ninja. You mean street sharks? Shh. Can't. We must never let them know. You know, I do kind of wonder what the conversation was for street sharks, though. Those dudes were just sitting there like, alright, how do we beat a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles but not get sued? Like, that's the whole conversational piece right there. It's still jumping its right to some degree towards certain things, like it's down attack. Trying to attack down on this is like, ugh. And it only really got good when I had to attack an enemy that was right above it.
Gluttonous grouper eats fish, octopi, and crustaceans.
I mean, we focused up and caught onto this thing, but still. Woo! That looked like a whole different kind of enemy. Granted, I fought the barracudas before. And my thoughts are annoying. because they will switch sea level with you real fast. But I guess it's better than what I thought it was for half a second. Was an eel.
Not really a gourmand, the bull shark will eat just about anything.
Imagine fighting an eel as a shark.
Having detected her prey, the bull shark's sensorial system comes alive with amplified vibrations.
Trying to figure out if these ones are big enough for me to actually need to eat the chunks, or like if they're just going to disappear with it too and be like, oh, okay, cool. But I think there's like really nice work done with the colors of the water to differentiate the blues. I do think like some of the detailing on the sharks and some of the props are lost on the situation just because of how it's presented. What do we actually have to do in this area besides the grate? With lower concentrations of arsenic. Oh, so we are trying to get to over here. It's just necessarily how do we do it? I like how last time it was, man, I'm having a hard time with the gator mission just because fighting the sharks or fighting the gators over and over. Whereas this now, it's like, that's not necessarily the issue. More so the navigation, despite like having the navigation down the first time. On the bright side, I can at least see where the likes of the license plates are for later. So we're gonna rise out of here for a second and up. Locational concentration that way. Woo! Shark made it out of the water. Now we're going to be a shark in the big city. I really enjoy that building style back there. Like, I feel like they could have just gotten away with cheese for the coastal buildings, but the fact that they didn't go cheese with the coastal buildings, that's really nice in its own right. Who's to say, like, if I got up on them, would they still look nice? But, like, I like them from where I can see them.
As a result of industrial pollution and sewage wastewater, Dead Horse Lake was designated a Superfund site in 1996.
So this was the area I was looking for earlier when I was looking for the original grate, but we happened to stumble into a secondary one. What I'm supposed to do in that area, I'm not necessarily sure, but this area, I at least know, I think I get a new cosmetic chain upgrade, and then this is where the barracudas really come out, because I saw a few of them last time, but I didn't fully explore this area. Additionally, I know there's a few sites that I found over here. Okay, so this is the right spot to where we jump. Right here. There we clumsy, but it worked. The synopsis of my life. Oh, snaps, there's underwater license plates too? This grate apparently isn't destructible? Alright. It's cool in its own right. You know, can't just be destroying everything.
Only here can the shark discover the miracle of self-love.
And we reached level 5 on it, on top of that. There's like these little ladder step bits here, and it makes me wonder if these are like supposed to be sewer areas that cave in, and that's what's going on. Like, I know he's talking about the pollution, but I'm curious as to the story of all the grottos and how they necessarily explain that away. Like, one of them was the situation of having a collapsed building inside of it. This one, you have what seems to be like a lot of different paperwork and possibly like scaffolding. Oh no. I guess this would be amusement park related too, but I was gonna say scaffolding or like reconstruction of something. What I'm getting at is I'm trying to look around and see how much distinction is between each of the different areas for the likes of the grottos, and like if they just kind of went, oh okay, cool, whatever, to them, or if they actually put a decent amount into them. Once again, does it really necessarily need it? Probably not, but it's interesting in its own right. Don't have anything new going on with it, so what I think I'll do is just go for the upgrade here. That is what they wanted us to do. Evolution to our sonar. It almost looks like a submarine extension piece. And it makes you wonder, you're just like a dude watching a shark walk around or like swim around and upgrade himself and talk about some. Oh man, I'm in deep trouble now. That shark just stepped it up to the next level. That's a gator over there. The only plus side to that fight now is the fact that we can actually stun it. Let's see, Dead Horse Lake landmark, an all landmark. I do like the fact that if you passed a landmark, much like the license plates, that they'll actually show it to you versus just letting you be SOL. Because Lord knows otherwise, I'd be looking around for all of these like, uh-huh.
The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals.
I find that one so ironic, dude. Because, like, imagine you spent all your time making, like, a trash statue and, like, recycling resources to make it as friendly as possible. And then, like, next thing you know, it ends up right back in the place where you got all the resources from. And, like, not necessarily to call it trash, but, like, that would feel like that situation right there. It's like, oh, man, they didn't like the statue. wondering if I can just jump it. Nope. I guess whatever I missed is right over the fence. And this might be the one I got last time. What's that? Can we mess with the toxic waste? Apparently not. Like, yo, let's skip some levels by becoming a radioactive shark.
We appreciate the grant from Sunshine Solutions that made this show possible. We'd also like to remind viewers that mass cloning and gene editing for today's military is safer than
Oh, is that so? What are we editing into our genes now, then? What goodness do we have coming for the vast technology of splicing? What I will say, while like the map seems vast in its own right, for a game where you spend majority of it swimming, I'd say that like that's a decently sized map, but I feel like part of the issue, if you saw when I was going through the missions, is I'm already 26% in, and that's just for me goofing around. What it seems like might be part of the situation is if you have multiple files, if you discovered something in one file, they'll show it to you in another file, and I can't necessarily confirm or deny that, but that does kind of seem as to be what's happening. Granted, this is still a few percentage higher than what I actually had on my other file, so that's also to be noted. Rather than not actually made it deep enough to be that far on that side. Or rather than not, I was moving fast enough to make it deep enough on this side. There we go. That was the train of thought. That's to be seen, but like still. A garbage dump site are attractants for barracudas who can never pass up half-eaten cans of chili con carne. The likes of the chili con carne. It's a readable font size. It's just interesting to look at from the side where I'm sitting right now. Many groupers have gathered in the nuclear plant sewers, perhaps attracted by the endless supply of low-level radioactive waste. Objective: kill 10 group. Okay. Where is this at? 300 meters from us. That'd be opposite side of the wall again. I like how I keep just wall hopping at this point. It takes me back to like when we used to jump fences to get from yard to yard when younger. You wouldn't have to go fully around to the other side in the building. It is a very backtracky type game in a sense. And I wonder if like that's intentional or if like that was the only way to space out the content properly and make areas more viable. Because the structure almost seems like, if it wasn't this back and forth situation that I'm currently going through, it would almost be more in the right of a chapter-based system. And I don't know if I'd like it as much in that format, though. It's like, oh man, chapter, stage, chapter, stage.
A peculiar biological adaptation allows the bull to survive in fresh water.
I didn't mean to kill it like that. I just wanted to figure out how close I was to this point. That's my bad. It's a good thing you can replay them, it's just not necessarily seeing. There we go. Collect all caches. No, that's not what I was looking at then. That's the area, but that's not what we were checking out. Okay. I guess the world just won't know in this case. Also, we went the...
Fish higher on the food chain are more mobile, able to traverse a variety of waters.
I don't want to say we went the complete wrong way, but we did get a little mixed up somewhere in that. But partially because they're like, oh, and the sewers. The sewers of the power plant. Like, oh, okay, cool.
The shark's behavior is tailor-made for media sensationalism.
Who could have guessed that media was lying about how the shark would behave? Oh. They said you thought you was getting off easy? Fuck that, bro. I didn't know alligators wanted... I didn't know gators wanted... Oh! Three piece gator. Oh! Is there even more gator down here? Yeah.
Maybe we just follow a different bull shark.
Yeah.
The whole thing should hook up pretty
Okay.
seamlessly in editing.
That was fun. We got dirted. I wasn't expecting 3 gators there. Possibly a 4th one that I thought I saw, but am not sure and cannot confirm if that was actually there. But, yeah. I think that's a good showcasing of it and makes up for us missing out on the first one being up currently. And
Dead Horse Lake plays host to the city's working poor, who come despite its frequent water quality alerts.
screw it. I guess I'll do this mission, and then that'll probably be a good place to postpone until our next possible playing this. Who knows? I find it interesting, but I also feel it to be like a burst game. I don't know if I could necessarily marathon it myself. It's not that it doesn't hold my interest, it's just, it doesn't feel like something where you can necessarily just sit here for hours on end with it. And I think part of that is just because of its atmosphere. Like, yeah, there's the water sounds, yeah, there's the animals, yeah, there's the looks to the aesthetic, but what it does kind of lack is there's no real, like, ambiance to keep you within it, besides the gameplay itself and, like, the narrator. Like, the narrator's cool, but then, like, beyond that, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Swimming noises, swimming noises. In the same sense that I think, like, if you play Minecraft for too long, because of its ambience and its music, plus the redundancy in task, you're gonna fade out of energy fast. Like, not to say that it's not great, because, like, it's a damn good game. It's a game that a lot of people have loved. But it's also a game that I could see people not arguing for playing, like, a full day marathon running the game.
Eating makes for a fascinating, if not slightly nauseating spectacle. Several groups have made a home near the retired nuclear cooling towers. This is a great opportunity for the shark to test the theory that exposure to gamma rays gives you superpowers.
Oh yeah, Super Shark coming through. Everybody better watch out. Super Shark. But now that we got that done, we actually teleport back to... Oh no. You're still too close in battle with this one in order to do that. Imagine, like, actually getting the air for that, but, like, forgetting to bite down on the license plate. That would suck so much. Gators are bull, dude. Yo, chill. I'm all the way on the other side of a gate. This gator's still like, I want you. Meanwhile, your boy's out here trying to figure out the nearest escape route. The nearest escape route.
The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf.
It provides something, alright. It provides safety from those guys. I think that's a good chunk of stuff done, though, for a Redux inside of it. We got 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 or 9 missions done. Yeah, that'd be the 9th one right there. So, I'm gonna swap us over to the end, and hopefully you dudes enjoyed. But thank you all for sitting up here and watching me on this beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whatever the fuck it is for you. Hopefully, I provide you with some form, some form of entertainment, and you enjoyed yourself. To anyone that's new, thanks so much for coming through and giving me your time. And if you subscribe, welcome to the Cereal Bowl Nation, greatest nation on the internet. If you ain't know it, now you know it. Hope you're doing super duper, and I provide you with your vitamins and your entertainment breakfast. If you're not subscribed, what's stopping you, dude? Get yourself a part of the nation. Uh, Doing returning Cereal Bowls, as always, thank you for coming through, sitting up here, sharing your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, all that goodness that makes me want to stream longer, better, faster, stronger, just to talk to you guys on a more consistent basis. The likes of Mr. Cam Popplestone, thank you so much for being a consistent Patreon supporter. I appreciate you, my dude, for constantly making sure that we can do this on a consistent basis. And if you dudes want to get some of the same perks, you can find out information about that via the Patreon link and what extra perks you could possibly get yourself if you're so inclined. Additionally, if you're interested in links to our social medias and other things that we do outside of stream, you can check that out in the description, or you can check out the names on the screen right there as presented, and check out and see if there's anything that interests you. Additionally, if you're in the market for more entertainment between the time of this stream and the next video, feel free to click the video that's currently on screen, but that's not necessarily the video for you. There's additional content all throughout the channel, and you can check out some other stuff in between timing. But with that being said, your boy is outie for now, so much peace out. That's a wrap, and I'll catch you later.